This week on the Ranger Report, UIL Academics prepares for district, students participate in the stock show and rodeo, and a senior celebrates his new citizenship. I'm your host, Charlie Ceballos, and today is Friday, March 1st. After a huge win at the McCollum meet on Saturday, February 23rd, UIL Academics is preparing for the district meet. Sean Dooley has more.
As the seasons change from winter to spring, another season is beginning. The UIL academic team has enjoyed a great success at the last two invitational meets, taking 4th overall at Lavernia and 1st at McCollum. I spoke to members of the UIL team who compete in various events, as well as sponsor Miss Nipper. What event are you doing?
Science. They usually split us into 2 or 3 different rooms, and there's about 80 kids, and there's 20-ish in each room. And then they give out a test, and you have to stay in their room for at least half an hour. And after half an hour you can leave, but you have up to 2 hours to complete it. And there's 3 sections: biology, chemistry, and physics. There's like 18 questions in each section. The second meet I went to, I got taught biology. I usually don't do good in chemistry or physics since I haven't had those courses since I'm a freshman. But yeah, I do all right in it most of the time.
What is a typical UIL meet like?
Well, a UIL meet is usually divided up. It lasts a whole day, and there are about 5 different sections during the day. Most students compete in something different during each of the sections, so they spend the entire day going from event to event.
What are the different types of events at a UIL?
Well, they range everywhere from mental math, doing math in your head, which is number sense, to computer and calculator applications, science, social studies, just about every subject that you take in school, plus speaking events as well.
How many students participate in UIL?
Well, we have been taking about 30 to 40 students to each of our meets. In addition, the students that do speaking events go to other meets as well that are not UIL, and so they're also part of our team. And
how does our school usually do at a typical meet?
Well, so far this season we've been doing really, really well. We won 2nd place out of 30 schools at the Lavernia meet, and then on a couple of weeks ago we actually won 1st place at the McCollum meet out of about 40 schools.
I participate in all the journalism events and current events.
What is a typical UIL meet like?
UIL, it's just sort of chaos in the morning, and then just a lot of fatigue by the end of the day, but you know, if you win, it's happy, or you're happy, and if you lose, it just sucks.
What do you do to prepare for a UIL meet?
I participate mostly in the journalism events, and the best thing to do to prepare is just have experience, and so I'm just constantly rewriting, and then writing new stories and editing stories, so that really helps for feature, editorial, news writing, and things like that.
How do you generally do at a UIL meet?
I do fairly well. My freshman year I went to region for feature writing and news writing, and then my sophomore year I went to state for feature and got 2nd in region.
Good luck to the team as they compete at the district meet at Canyon on March 23rd. Sean Dooley, Ranger Report.
The San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo wrapped up last week. Many students participated in events or attended as spectators. Here's correspondent Eric Lindholm with a closer look.
It's rodeo time in San Antonio. As many know, no matter who you are or what you're doing, it's hard to escape the rush of this special time of year. Whether it's the carnival, the exhibitions, the animals, or the live music, almost everyone can find something to enjoy. Fax went on a special field trip to see the event for themselves and to educate the area's youth. I talked to one of their members.
We showed kids around and did school tours and showed them how to milk cows and pet animals. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't like the stinkiness of it, but I mean, yeah, it's great.
I also worked to find students who simply made the journey downtown to enjoy the festivities, and considering the fact that the 2-week-long rodeo is practically a regional holiday, I didn't have to work hard.
Well, we walked around the grounds some and went and shopped, but that was about it because it was really nasty outside and muggy and gross. So, yeah, but it was fun. I went and saw Lee Bryce. It was good. He kept screaming beer, but you know, it's one of his songs. It's probably the first time I've been to the rodeo in maybe 2 years.
Not only do students and staff members take their family and friends to have a good time and take advantage of the endless amusement and entertainment, but some of our own play a special role in the rodeo. And for these hardworking individuals, including the Ranger Report's own Allison Humphrey, the rodeo isn't just a yearly occurrence, it is a way of life.
I compete in the barrel racing, and I would definitely say that it's a lifestyle because it takes up a lot of time and a lot of money, and it's definitely worth it a lot. Even if you don't win, you're just wasting money. Getting better each time really makes it cool. And competing at the stock show this year was really cool. I met a lot of people, but I already know a lot of people in the circuit, so it was a lot of fun hanging out with them and just getting new experiences, new arenas, more money. It's just the atmosphere was really cool, and I enjoyed it a lot. I ran in the expo hall, the horse show barn, which is on like the other side. And what it was called is it was called a barrel race, and it's not like your typical rodeo where it's just the fastest 5 times win money, and there's only like 10 people. There's probably about 250 people that ran each day in the open. So each person, or the first 5 to 10 people in each division win money, and if you're too fast, then you'll be at the bottom of your D just out of the money, or if you're too slow, you could just be right under the money. It's confusing, but it's how it goes. My horse has gotten me really far in the rodeo business. I got him about 4 years ago, and I trained him by myself, and it's probably the most challenging thing I've ever done in my entire life, but it's so rewarding because every time you get better, you've done it as a team, and it takes the I out of it, and it puts the team part into it, because you are a team, you're depending on each other. But my horse has definitely got me through a lot. He's my #1, and I can always count on him for doing his best every time, giving it his all.
With the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo wrapping up on Sunday, February 24th, for some, there is only one thing to do: gear up for next year. Eric Lindholm, Smithson Valley Ranger Report.
Now here's Allison Humphrey with the Ranger Sports Report.
Boys soccer brings home a win, and softball and baseball kick off their seasons. This is Allison Humphrey with the Ranger Sports Report. Boys soccer traveled to New Braunfels last weekend. They defeated the Unicorns 3-0. Wagner tied at home with no goals for either team. They move on to play San Marcos on Friday the 1st and Judson on Tuesday the 5th. Girls soccer also played New Braunfels this weekend, but with a little tough luck. They were defeated 1-0 at home. The girls played at Wagner on Tuesday the 26th and conquered with a score of 9-0. They travel to San Marcos on March 1st and Judson on the 5th. Baseball defeated Kerrville-Tybee on Tuesday 1-0. They do not have a game next week. Softball defeated Madison at home 17-2. They play Southwest on March 1st at home. Now back to Charlie.
Many students here have been U.S. citizens since birth, but for those who have immigrated, the path to citizenship is long and tedious. Senior Sebastian Toro, an immigrant from Colombia, recently received his U.S. citizenship. Senior correspondent Sarah Bashir has more information.
America has a reputation for being the cultural breadbasket of the world, a place where people of all nationalities can come together and live in freedom. Senior Sebastian Toro experienced the endless opportunities of our country firsthand. Toro, executive officer for the NJROTC, came to the United States with no English skills and no friends. But now, 11 years after he immigrated from Colombia, he has obtained citizenship and become a highly successful student and community member. Toro told me more about his long journey to citizenship.
Well, it was really different. I mean, because I'm from a culture where, I don't know, it's like you have to really work hard for everything, and here everything's given to you. Mostly, I mean, you still have to work a little bit. But I guess it was just like culture shock because I didn't know the language. I just came here and everything was completely different.
How old were you?
I was 7.
Okay. And how did you learn to speak English and adjust?
Watching TV, like Cartoon Network, all that stuff. It's great. It works. Cool. As a little kid, I guess. I'm the battalion executive officer at ROTC. I play varsity soccer now, my first year. I ran cross country, so I guess that's kind of successful.
Yeah. And when did you officially get citizenship?
As of, I don't know exactly the date, it was 2 months ago, because my mom got her citizenship. Well, she had to pay a lot of money and go through a bunch of interviews, and then she gets interviewed, and they decide whether they want her to be a citizen or not. And then she has to take a test. A written test saying that she understands the history of this country, stuff like that.
Do you think that most citizens that are natural-born citizens could have passed the test?
Well, I mean, I think if you take government and stuff like that, then you're in. But if you don't, and you're just all oh, whatever, then you probably wouldn't pass.
Sarah Bashir, Smithson Valley Ranger Report.
That's all for this week's broadcast. I'm your host, Charlie Ceballos, and this is the Smithson Valley Ranger Report.